July 16th. Can we call the Franklin County Commissioners meeting to order, please?
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Present.
Commissioner Waymire?
Present.
Chair Harris?
Present.
Vice Chair Metter?
Present.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Present.
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stand.
A select reading from Psalm 7. My shield is with God, who saves the upright in heart. God is a righteous judge and a God who feels indignation every day. I will give to the Lord the thanks due to his righteousness. I will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. O Lord, I love you and say thank you for this opportunity to gather here for this commissioners' meeting for the sake of our county. And today, God, I want to pray a blessing on each of our commissioners and our county clerk and our administrator counselor. God, thank you for each of them and what they represent and the time that they dedicate to just going to meetings and representing our county and taking an interest in our people and our the different both nonprofits and other things that are happening in Franklin County. So Lord, bless them this morning, I ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Public comment?
I'm sorry?
Public comment?
None.
Consent agendas, consider the approval. Claim vouchers, tax change orders of, I guess it's just about, it's $795,083.77. And also the approval of the meeting minutes on July 2nd. That's it.
Motion to approve. Second.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Commissioner Waymire?
Yes.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Chair Harris?
Yes. Items, business is discuss the approval and of the transition to current billing, EMS billing. Excuse me, Christie.
Good morning.
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 So I know that when we had our budget hearings that we approved to transition to Image Trend Billing Bridge next year. However, I think that there is some considerable merit to going ahead and moving forward with it this year. So I just want to show you, I know I've sent a lot of data to you. Kind of the most striking thing that I can show you is this is a picture of the dashboard that we currently use. You can see it's very cluttered, chaotic. I did only print it in black and white on accident, but it didn't matter because it only shows up in black and white. So if you want to do anything, you have to continually open all of these tabs, and then they run into one another, and it's just a difficult system to navigate. On the other hand, I brought an example of the exact same data that would be showing on Image Trend Billing Bridge, and you can see how concise it is, just a whole lot more modern look about it. So that's what our bridges or our billing platform would look like. But just so that you understand the dynamic of what we're facing and why I'm asking for early approval, we're consistently having trouble with our current system, which is Respond, with persistent technical limitations, workflow inefficiency, patient dissatisfaction, and it's gotten to the point where we're now having some compliance concerns with the current model. So Respond Billing and Inovalon are technically supposed to integrate with one another. So Respond Billing is our billing system. Inovalon is actually our submission platform. So anything that we send, they send that out to the insurance companies. But they don't communicate reliably. Updates entered to one system fail to propagate correctly into the other system, and then it results in us having to go in and do manual corrections, and it gives us inconsistent data. So just one example of that is currently Inovalon generates all of our statements that get sent out to the customers. Well, we can't see those. it just sends a big batch. And then that batch generates from a Novalon because we don't have the visibility or control over it. Billing statements do get processed in error. And then whenever we send those out, we obviously get a lot of phone calls about it. So often these batches are reflecting outdated or even just incorrect items. I know I have taken phone calls where it has been, a bill has been paid off for several months and we get a phone call and say, I owe you money, when in actuality they don't. Additionally, right now, a Novalon is unable to electronically submit claims to Railroad Medicare and the VA. Despite we are using correct entry formats according to both companies, but our payers, those claims just keep getting rejected with persistent error messages. It shouldn't be a problem. So we've had to revert to filing paper claims with those companies. Also, if you file a paper claim that's not compliant with Medicare's current guidelines, I have been working with a Novalon to try to get updated information so that we can submit files electronically with Medicare. And what I am getting is a Novalon's guidance contradicts Medicare's guidance on what we need to do. So it's forced me to troubleshoot the product or the process independently because Respond Billing nor Novalon have been willing to help with getting that set up with us. So transitioning to the Image Trend Billing Bill or Billing Bridge will eliminate, because it already integrates with our existing patient care reporting system. There will be no need for that redundant data. It's already there. As soon as our technicians open the report and start working on it, that is when we start processing the claim for the patient. And then we would move to the process where we're sending out the claims. That would be through Availity, which we do already use Availity in a limited capacity. But that integration with Availity does include an implementation expert that does have knowledge of how to get the Medicare process done. So the integration also solves the problem over the billing statements, because that puts it directly in control of us. We're responsible for sending them out. Also, a feature that it offers is if we have somebody without insurance or they need a payment plan, we can actually send them at the time of the statement a letter requesting, hey, we need your insurance information, or we notice you haven't paid your bill. We do offer payment plans. Here's the paperwork to get that set up. We did have the opportunity to conduct a real-time, in real-life, hands-on experience with it. Butler County EMS hosted us for a day, and we went down there and tried it out. And it actually, the platform was faster and more intuitive. And it, again, like I said, it eliminated those redundancies that we're currently facing. The new model, after the first year does include all of the setup and the necessary training, so it was a little more expensive, but we're looking at saving approximately $5,857.66 a year by moving to this new model. So what I'm asking today is that we go ahead and approve to start now, and if we do, I can have something in the works as early as Friday.
Current setup sounds horribly inefficient, and you need the right tools to do to do good work, and it's an inevitable cost anyway. So I'd make a motion to approve the sales quote and implementation in the amount of $14,270.
Commissioner Waymire?
Yes.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yeah.
Chair Harris?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christie. On the second, we got workstation rotation for Dustin. Are you taking care of that in there?
Yep, I am. I trust that you've had the opportunity to look at Dustin's cover sheet. It speaks for itself. This is our workstation rotation. We do it every year. There was an appreciable cost increase this year per system, 193.58, and I know Dustin negotiated that down as much as he can, but what we are getting told is tariffs are apparently responsible for increases to those systems, so would answer any questions that you have, but this is pretty standard for what we do.
Any questions?
I guess. My only thing is it's Dell, but I will, I'll make a motion to approve the quote for the annual workstation rotation in the amount of $96,066.05.
Second?
Is that a second, Ian?
Yeah.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yeah.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Commissioner Waymire? Chair Harris?
Yes. Third is the rezone application 2504-0040. Pat?
Good morning, Commission. Commonly known as 2440 Riley Road, roughly 3 miles to the northwest of Ottawa. Applicant is requesting to rezone 20 acres to the A2 district out of a 60-acre parcel. The remaining 40 acres will stay in the A1. Planning Commission did not have any relevant discussion of this rezoning, and staff and Planning Commission both recommend approval.
So we're working on item 4.
No, 3. So we need to make a motion.
Because I had it was 5 acres instead of 20 acres.
Oh, I'm sorry, I flip-flopped them.
Yeah.
My apologies. I'll
I just
redo
saw
this
that
real
too,
quick.
and I was like, wait a minute.
You've got the next one. Here's the first one. 2641 Douglas Road, roughly 2.25 miles south of Princeton. The applicant is requesting 5 acres of the homestead off of the 73-acre parcel. The house has water from Rural Water 6 and sewer in place. The house is being sold to a family member and being remodeled for the member to live in. Staff and Planning Commission recommend approval.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Commissioner Waymire?
Yes.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Chair Harris?
Yes. Item 4, Pat.
All right, and that is the 2440, taking 20 acres from the 60, remaining 40 will stay as A1, 20 goes to A2.
Would make a motion to approve?
I guess. I'll second it. I guess, do they know, why they were splitting it?
I believe basically to pay off the 40 acres, he's gonna sell the 20 acres. He bought the full 60 a while back, and fiscally to make it work, he's gonna need to sell off the 20.
All right. I guess that's a second on me.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Commissioner Waymire?
Yes.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Chair Harris?
Yes. Item 5, set a hearing date, budget, or 2026 budget summary. Janet?
So Commissioners, what we have before you is the budget summary of the levied tax funds. These numbers reflect what you guys discussed in your budget study sessions. These reflect all the changes that you guys discussed and were in favor of during that time. And so we have not received our audit back yet. So these numbers do have a little bit of extra in it to cover any balances that are going to be changed through our audit. So Derek and I have reviewed all of this, and we don't anticipate that this would be our final number, but this kind of represents what we need to publish to make sure that there's going to be enough money to cover the budget for the year, assuming that no changes get made to negatively impact the position that we believe that we're in before getting the audit results back. We did have some changes in our system when we switched over to our new system. If you'll recall, last year Rodney audited our old system for the last year, and this is the first audit on the new system. So there are some things in there that he's making sure to review. He is not finished with it yet because with the earlier budget deadline this year for revenue neutral, because the 20th, the deadline is on a Sunday, it needs to be 2 days or earlier. And like you guys have your meeting on Wednesday, many organizations needed their budget earlier. So he's had to stop working on our audit and work on people's budgets. So he has been filling in, working on our audit wherever he can, but it's just not ready yet. So I'm hopeful that we'll get it in the next 2 weeks. Derek and I can look over these numbers again, plug in all of our final cash balances as they are from the audit, which you guys know that that's usually how we start our audit start our budget is from audited numbers. And so how I started this year was from the audited final last year and then put in all of our revenues and expenditures for the 24 year. So while they're not audited, we were starting from an audited starting cash balance in 24. So I feel pretty good about where we started, but I did have to put a little bit extra in there just to cover in case things came in differently than what we expected it. So we anticipate that this probably will come down, but we're not sure what that final number is yet. So this is what we're proposing today.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything Janet said, and that was well said. Frankly, 46.4, I would be proud of that number, but it will come. I am supremely confident that I don't believe that Janet and I can get us down to revenue neutral, but I do believe that we can get down, we'll get down below 46.4 and hopefully into the 45s. So there are things in the budget that will be tweaked. We just need those audited numbers. So, but I'm happy with where we're at. And we did this last year. I mean, we did this exact thing. So this isn't unprecedented. Hopefully, I think we both hope we can get back on kind of our more normal schedule where we have our audit earlier and then we could sit here today with a more refined number, but it's September, it's that hearing date that matters,
Right.
and we'll be there, so.
So the-
It's statutory changes that have kind of compressed our schedule so much so that we have to,
Yeah.
and then publishing with the.
Yeah, I mean,
Newspaper,
realistically, you have, most taxing entities don't close their year until the end of February because you need time for those things to come in and get paid out of the previous year's budget, like utility bills and things like that that happen in the very end of December. You need time to get those bills in and get them paid. So we always say the end of February is when we no longer take any prior year encumbrances against the previous year. And so then you can't start looking at your audit until like March 15th. And then you need it done by like May 15th. So it's a really short little window for the auditors to get in there and get everybody done. And the school districts create a special challenge for the auditors. And our auditor does do a lot of school districts because they don't operate on the same fiscal year as everyone else. So it is a challenge to get this done. Like Derek said, we hope after we get past this hump of transitioning to our new system that we will get back on a more normal audit schedule and be able to ensure we have our audit results back before we start preparing the budget. So I would propose to you today that we hold this hearing on September 10th at 6 p.m. That's consistent with all the other meeting dates that you guys have had in the past. We generally move this to the evening so that we can make sure that everyone has a chance to come that would like to. And I don't know what other dates are yet. I haven't seen anyone else's revenue neutral rate hearing dates yet. So, but generally speaking, we end up doing this on the same day as the City of Ottawa We're usually at 6 and they're usually at 7. I don't know what their date is yet, and they're gonna set that today at their meeting at 10 o'clock. But that's what I would recommend to you guys,
Ours would be 6.
at 6, yes.
What, do you have any idea what 1 mil with our, what that 1 mil brings in tax?
$415,000.
So that's all that we're actually, okay, all right, cool.
Questions?
I guess.
And do they have because they need to read the actual mill rate into the motion, so you want to make sure that they,
Yes, so your mill rate that you're gonna read into the motion is 46.401. Your revenue neutral is 45.121, and we're going to plan to publish at 46.401.
By that September meeting, we should have audited results, should we?
Oh,
So
absolutely.
then we'd be able to have a real
I've-
conversation about where we think we're gonna land. Right now, really all it is a chance to paint yourself in a corner, isn't it?
Yep.
yeah, which is why we inflated
Yeah.
it, so that you can always come down, but you can't
Can't go
go
up.
up.
Yep.
So, yeah.
All right.
So I will make a motion to set a public hearing for the 2026 budget on September 10th at 6 o'clock PM and authorize the county clerk to publish the budget in the Ottawa Herald not to exceed an estimated mill rate of 46.401.
Second.
Commissioner Raymeyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes?
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Chair Harris?
Yes. Staff reports, Derek?
Yeah, just a couple of things. Stepping back onto that budget topic, just letting you know that the projects we discussed, the priorities we discussed over those 2 days in our budget study sessions, those are all included in that number. And we don't believe that those things are gonna have to be sacrificed to get that number down. So I'm really pretty pleased with, again, we need to have those audited numbers from Rodney, but I'm pretty optimistic about what this is gonna end up looking like. Jeff, as you can see, he is on a much-needed vacation, but once he gets back and we get into the swing of things, still would like to have a study session with all of you to discuss. We've got just an opportunity with the sale of those trucks to maybe tackle a project or two, and just want to have the 5 of you decide how you'd like to see that taken care of. And then I think things are gonna, we've been incredibly busy. I think it's gonna be a busy late summer and fall. So we're ready for it, but it's gonna be a busy several months. So that's all I have today. Thanks, Rob.
Patty?
Sorry. I was gonna say, was our budget, study session, will we have one on Monday then, or not? Study session
Will we have a study session
on
on?
Mon, or are we waiting a while after Jeff gets back?
Oh, yeah, no, we won't have, not that study session
Okay.
Monday. Like Jeff's gone all week, so him and
Okay.
I need to sit down
Okay.
and so that we can plan a presentation for the 5 of you. So
Okay.
I don't know if we'll have a study session, but that topic won't be on
Okay,
it for
okay.
this week, so,
Just planning the schedule.
yeah, sure.
Pat, you got any more? Christie?
Morning again. So I've had some discussions with Derek and also spoke with Janet about this, our Medic 3. We had an issue where crews came to us and said that when it rains, they were getting wet. At that point, we had a couple of options. We could take it to a local body shop to get it repaired for a little over $1,000, or send it in to Pinnacle. They offered to look at it, but it was going to be about $3,500 just to look at it before they would even say what was wrong. So we took it to the body shop, thought we had it fixed because there were a crack that had developed along the top of the box. About 2 weeks after we had it back, we got another report. When it rains, we're getting wet again. So at that time, they did some more intensive work into it. And what we found is that the box is starting to separate at the joint welds. They explained it that the bottom of the box is a little bit saggy, so it's putting pressure on the top and it's actually starting to pop some rivets. So in time, while the ambulance right now is completely safe, in time, it's not going to be, and there is no way to fix it. So I just wanted to let you know that we are going to be sending Medic 3 out for bid. I've already talked to Janet about how we're going to pay for it, so those funds are there. Just wanted you to be aware.
Well, and to be clear, this will all go back in front of them for
Absolutely,
their consideration and
yes.
approval.
Yes,
We're
thank you,
just doing
Derek.
the due diligence to
Correct.
prepare an item for them. Yeah.
Sure.
So what will they have to do? Just,
We can't, we're going to have to get a whole new ambulance.
oh, I see, I gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, okay.
So you can't, can you just put a new box on it, or is it just time for all new?
So if we, if we got an older box, we would still have to retrofit it to meet the new safety standards. So from a cost standpoint, it would be cheaper to go ahead and purchase a new ambulance than try to retrofit something
Yeah.
to make it work.
Is it an older chassis that's under there?
No, it's actually the newest, this was the one that we got back, I believe it was in 2021. So it was the last one that we had remounted.
That's what's incredibly frustrating
It is.
about this, is that, yeah.
But historically, the savings we've got has been reusing our boxes on different chassis.
That
So
is
we'll have a new
correct.
box with a new life and.
Yes. The other thing I wanted to bring to your attention, I don't know if you were able to see on the website or not, but the Kansas EMS Association does statewide awards every year. And this year, we had 4 employees from Franklin County EMS that were honored. Our paramedic Laura Baker was given, or is going to be presented, the ALS, or Advanced Life Support Provider of the Year. Louise Bardwell's Pediatric Provider of the Year. That was largely in part to all of the stuff that she did with the Carter kits and getting protocols specifically for autism and autism awareness. Jason Hudson, who is hugely instrumental with peer support, is being honored as EMS Support Person of the Year. And then Abigail Truman, she's very much hands-on with the community and doing education with them. She's been given the Community Service Award, so.
How many awards do you know roughly are given? Because for Franklin County to have won 4 like that,
Oh, we racked up, no doubt. We did. We're quite the talk of the state right now. I know that
Yeah.
we have one of our employees lives in Lawrence, and he was out with some friends, and he's like, my word, this is great.
Yeah.
I think roughly there's 10 to 12 awards all in total, and some of those are categories that, volunteer service of the year. We're not ever going to be in running for that because we're not a volunteer service, we're a paid service. But yes, they have, there's 10 to 12, and we got 4. Franklin County by far had I don't think any other county had but 1, and we ended up with 4.
Wow,
So
good
that's
work.
awesome.
it is, it's fabulous news. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Sheriff?
Good morning. I have a few things for you this morning. During our budget time, we had talked about the farm outs were a big concern that we had. Today, we're down to 4. So we have seen some of that back off. We've been able to bring people back, and our actual inmate count is down to 65, and we were pushing 90 there for quite a while. So we have seen a little bit of breathing room on that, and that's good news. The other thing on the budget that we had concerns about was our medical contract, and finally did get the information back on that. We are going to stay at the LPN rate for 1 more year, and I provided that information to Janet and Derek, and so that is going to be a big help because the jump from LPN to RN was going to be pretty huge. And so I don't know where those numbers actually shake out. I haven't had a chance to actually sit down with Janet since that information, and this is the first time that she's hearing that our farm outs are down. So, but at some point I'll get with her and we can get that figured out. I think that will also help the budget that we were talking about this morning. So, also in our office, we talk about being a family a lot. We've had some pretty tough times in the past couple of weeks. We've had employees that have had some fairly significant medical things that have come up, some health situations. We've had that in families. We've even had an employee with a death in the family. And I'm just proud of our staff for how they've all come together. They're willing to step in, pick up the slack where it needs to be, work those extra shifts, and have really been there to support each other. And I'm proud of them for that. And also, I know Jason got recognized for the peer support stuff, but he was huge for us as well. He doesn't just do that in the EMS world. He's there for our staff as well, and it's fantastic. So kudos to EMS. I'm glad that we have good paramedics because I've used you before. So I probably will in the future. And so I'm glad they know what they're doing because that's a good thing for each of us. And then last thing I have for you, unless you have questions, is that Monday we had our a new deputy start, Owen Wells. If the last name sounds familiar, his dad is the sheriff over in Osage County. But he is our newest deputy, and we are full staffed on the operations side, with the exception of one clerk. And we have two people left in the process. We're about ready to make a decision on that. So we will be fully staffed across the board, jail, court, security, everything. So I think that speaks highly of Franklin County as an organization, that we're not having the problems that a lot of other places are having, because I've reached out to other sheriff's offices, and I get on our association website all the time and look to see how things are, where they're at, and there's still a lot of people advertising. So that's good on us, and you guys play a big part in that. I did have one more thing. I apologize. I said that was the last. I had some phone calls this last week in reference to immigration enforcement, and so I just wanted, so the public hears it, and then you guys know the full answer there. We are one of just a handful of counties that is on the ICE website as having a contract with ICE. We do not house ICE inmates, and we do not go out and look for people who are illegal aliens or unlawfully here in the United States. We do not do that. The contract we signed specifically says that if we have someone in our jail and they have an ICE warrant, we will contact ICE and we will honor that paperwork. That's really all that's what it does. We will have to have people who get trained to hand them. You have to get certified to really hand them the piece of paper. But we don't do anything other than that. On a law enforcement perspective, that makes good sense to me, because we're getting criminals out of our community. And then from a community perspective as well, it keeps us off of a list that says that we're a sanctuary county, which could prevent us from getting money for bridges, roadways, and all those federal grants that are there. There was some concern about that. So that is why the sheriff's office signed on with that. It doesn't really technically change anything for how we operate, but it does, I believe, provide us a little bit of cover as an organization. And so I wanted you to know, in case someone asked you. I've had questions about, somebody had said that they thought that this meant that we signed something so that that county employees and citizens could go out and find illegal aliens, and if we turn them in, then you get money and stuff. I've never even heard of a program like that at all. Again, they have to be arrested on something else already, and they're sitting in our jail.
ICE detainers are really common for people you're kicking out, and this just irons out ahead of time what you're gonna do if that happens.
Correct. So, and it does actually put more on ICE now. Before, as you're probably aware, Colt, they used to just send us that detainer and we would hold them for 48 hours. Now we require them to provide us the warrant that attaches with that detainer so that we can say, yes, they are being held on that warrant. And then ICE has 48 hours to come get them. If they do not come get them in that 48 hours, no matter what that immigration warrant is for, we have to release them unless they're being held on our charges. So that's really it. It's not it's pretty low key. Everybody that I've talked to about it has understood what we did and why we do it, and they had no problems with that at all. So, but I wanted each of you to know in case you start getting phone calls as well, because apparently something got sent out to somebody, because I've had a few phone calls this week about it. So, but that's really where we are. So if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer those.
It's also a fair week, so stay safe and stay warm. Or
Yeah,
stay-
yeah.
Stay cool. Try to stay
Fairs
cool.
all started last week. I'm dressed down a little bit today because our actual schedules kind of got changed, so we're kind of having to work different hours and stuff like that. So, so during the day today, I'm doing more leisurely type work than I will be a little bit later. But yes, fairs started last week and we're going now. We have several people, some of our reserves, and our reserves that are working it, just so you guys are aware, they are volunteer, but they are also state certified. We send them to the part-time academy so that they are trained and certified law enforcement officials. So, and they're helping along with our full-time staff out there. So hopefully everybody's staying hydrated, because it's a little bit warmer than we would probably like it, but.
Last week, they were talking about a high of 78 one day this week, and that changed, and
Yeah.
we're back to regular fair week weather, so
Yes.
there you go.
We're supposed to have a break tomorrow, like 83.
Yeah,
That's
That might make the
the barbecue.
barbecue work better.
Yeah.
Awesome,
But
yeah.
it's rough that 83 is a break. That's for me, anyway.
I don't want to get too far down in the weeds. I just want to give perspective to the board. Jeff bringing up that medical contract, that's a perfect example of something that is, as it sits today, I believe what he asked for was like a $50,000 increase, because that is what it's going to cost to go to that RN rate. But because we're staying at the LPN, it's a fraction of that. It's an increase consistent with inflation.
Correct. Yeah.
But that difference will be removed from the final budget. So, and there's just a lot of things like that. So that number's gonna come down. Yeah, thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And just add to what Derek said, we're also working with Brenda on her grant numbers. A lot of changes coming down from the state, and they have not gotten Brenda her final grant numbers yet. And she does anticipate that her grants are going to come down. But I think that Brenda and I have talked, and I think we can compensate for those revenues with the additional revenues that they're bringing in based on Susan's services that she offers. So I think we're going to be okay there. But as Derek said, we are continuing. Even though we have to set a number that we're going to publish right now, there are still a lot of moving parts that we're continuing to look at and stay on top of, so we can bring back a budget that is as close to what we actually need as possible. So we're going to keep reviewing those.
Commissioners' comments.
Yeah, I did attend the Wellsville at that expansion deal the other day, and they were very good. I'm in well over 100 people, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
And touring, of course, I was in here when they opened the old one, So this is a definite expansion over what they had before. And everything is not a cover-up, it's all brand new, you know what I mean? They can go in there and just remodel, it's new. And they said that they would be having, also having some, specialty doctors coming in on different days too there, which they haven't had that in before. And so that'll be expansion on that part of it. They'd go to the Wellsville Chamber meeting. They are just looking, hadn't made any decisions, on taking part of a billboard on 35 somewhere. And it could be up to, I was telling Cole, it can be divided up to 6 ways. And it's like a 14 by 42 billboard. And we actually have somebody in our chamber now that works for the company that does the billboard. So we got, I don't mean we got an inside track price-wise, but at least they'll give the right direction of the right way to do it, not do it. So, yeah, that's all we have.
Sabrina?
I went to the KC Appliance grand opening or ribbon cutting, and it was nice to see that they're selling scratched and dent appliances, which I think is helpful when you don't want to go out and buy a brand new one. And I also went to the Wellsville Advents grand opening. Yesterday had ECAN meeting, and being that they're pretty much fully funded through grants and stuff like that, they're just kind of up in the air, like, what will everything come down to be? But they're just trudging along and trying to stay optimistic. And then I also want to thank Derek and Brandon for doing these benches outside. A couple weeks ago, I went out and there was a gentleman who told me later that he was over 80 years old, was sitting on the ground, and I was like, oh, what are you doing? And so we started talking, and so he's like, I'd really like a bench. And so I told Brandon, or not Brandon, Derek, and you got right on it. So I thank you. And so hopefully I don't see 80-year-old men sitting on the sidewalk out there, but.
And I appreciate you saying that, but what I would offer to all of you is if there are things like that, please tell me. One of the things that's been great about having a new commissioner is it's a fresh set of eyes. Like, she asks a lot of questions and a lot of stuff that I probably knew at one point, but it's like, gosh, I haven't been asked that in a long time. Or so I would just tell, when it really about anything, but in this instance, refinements to buildings, things you would like to see polished up a little bit, let me know. And that is something that I would like to see, but I'm just one set of eyes. So if you guys, so thank you, Sabrina, for bringing that to my attention.
And I guess one last thing, when the sheriff brought up how you guys are a family and supporting, I also would like to thank some of your staff also for supporting people in the Ottawa Police Department who have gone through lots of tragedies. So I appreciate that.
I had a chamber board meeting on Tuesday, the ribbon cutting at Appliance Repair. The Wellsville Clinic really is a really nice building, and as Wellsville grows, it's really nice for them to have an updated facility where you can get healthcare in town, and not, I mean, they're so close to Kansas City, but to be able to have a hometown, a really nice facility, that's great. And then one last thing, we talked about the health department. Hard to even think about it, but if you are needing back to school immunizations or school physicals, jump right in there. You can drop in and take care of some of that stuff. And we are now with having our nurse practitioner in there, can do all of those things. So if you need it, stop by. That's all I got.
I don't have anything to add to the deal. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right,